Hi friends, welcome back to Shelby and the book club. Today's video is a little different because I'm showing you the inside of my reading journal. Every time I post pictures of it, you guys have questions or you say that you love it, you want to know what I'm using, what kind of planner it is, and all of these other questions which I have answered in this video. Everything will be linked down below in the underneath bar. It is called the underneath bar because it is underneath of the video. Any links that are there somehow support me financially, support this channel, so on and so forth. So click them, use them if you see fit. And if you like to hear it go. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. If you have a reading journal, tell me what reading journal you're using down below, and let's get into it for real this time. Okay, so this was originally supposed to be my reading journal. As you can see, I decorated the front all pretty. I attempted to use this one. The calendars don't look all that bad. Obviously there's nothing on them, and didn't get to the weeks part, but I just wasn't liking how my spreads were coming out. It just was giving ugly to me, and I started to spiral. So I ordered a new one, which is this one. Before we get into what this one has in it, I want to show you some of the things that I use for my reading journal. So this is a Sprocket printer. It was like 80 bucks, which is kind of expensive, but I use it often, so it's worth the price to me. I got it off Amazon. I will link it down below. These are just a few of the Ohuhu dot acrylic paint markers that I use. I love them, and I will show you why. They are double-sided, so one side is a dot marker, as you can see, and then the other side has a fairly fine point, which I used to write with, which you guys will see also as well. And then this is my favorite pen to use in my planner. It is a 0.3 needle tip. It is Energel. I will post a link for these also as well. It's my favorite pen to write with in my reading journal. So that pretty much sums up everything. Here is the size of the photos that it prints out. It's a 2 point, almost a 3-inch, I think. I forget what the sizing of it is, but it's not super big, but it's also not super small either. But you can change that orientation in the app if you want to. So both of these are from Sterling Ink. They are 2025 common planners in the A5 size, as you can see right there on my stickers. And I think the size is perfect. It works for what I need it to. These do have a monthly, a yearly, and a weekly spread in them, which I prefer. These stickers, I can't tell you where they're all from. I used some from my mom's collection. I used some that I have. You can get sticker letters, which is what these are, from any kind of craft store. This saved me because the stress of having to write every title in a pretty font and all of that was stressing me out. And I find that what's easier for me is to make this as simple as possible. So again, stickers, they were from my mom's collection. I can't really tell you where each and every one of them are from, but stickers have saved the day. I don't have anything in this goal breakdown section. I probably should. Here I attempted to track my pages read every day. Obviously I stopped that at some point in March. And then we have our quarterly section. So I was using this side to kind of track if I was reading and journaling every day. Fell off. I'll probably find something different to put here eventually. Here, this is just all my quarter one stuff. So I have my book club picks. I did a quarterly tally, like everything that I ended up reading for the quarter. It was 40 books. And then just my individual reading stats for every month, which I get from Storygraph. I use Storygraph. And then I have the rest of them sort of set up in a similar way. And then I'll just find something for this page eventually. Then we have my favorite, which is our monthly spreads. So this particular planner starts in December of the previous year. So I did fill out December. And then I went on to January. So these aren't the Ohuhu paint markers, but they are Ohuhu. They are just regular ink dot markers that were not my favorite because they kind of bleed with this paper, which is not a terrible idea. I mean, not a terrible big deal, but it was bothering me. Especially in a month like February where I read a bunch of books. So I just track when I started something, when I finished it. I write in the titles above the lines, and they're not necessarily color coded in any particular way, just the color for the book so that I can see like, okay, this book was this color. I read it these 2 days. Make sense? March is when I started using the Ohuhu acrylic paint markers, and they don't bleed as much, and I just like them a little bit better. So this is what April looks like so far. I finished 4 books so far. Not bad. I'm still on track. So then it goes into the weekly spread of this planner, which I have tabs for the months. I put quotes for every day, or at least I try to. I try to do a quote that I have read, that I liked, or something that I saw. Again, something that I'm trying to keep up with. And the days that I remember, as you guys can see, it ain't been much. I also was sick, so there's that. And then at the end we have our notebook portion. So this is 25 books in 2025 that I want to read. I have put dots next to the ones that I have read, which has only been a few. There's one on here that I did DNF, but I'm going to try to read it anyway. Oh, Zamie by Audre Lorde. I DNF'd that one, but I'm going to try to go back and read it, so I left it unmarked for now. Then I have a books purchased spread. These are all the books that I purchased so far this year, and I am tracking which I've read so far or which I have returned with some paint markers. And I wrote the number of the paint markers so that I'm not lost trying to figure out what I read or what marker I used, I should say. And I just have extra space for that. Then there are books I DNF'd, not many. And then here is my reading log where I track what I've read, when I read it, start, finish, just in an easy way for me to look and see. And I have extra pages for that. And this is where my book reviews start. So this one was a little rough. I was figuring out how I wanted this to look, what I wanted to use to write my reviews and such. Don't like this. It's progressively getting better. This is around the time where I realized which pen I like the most. And I wanted to try different like markers. So these were the original paint markers, the Ohuhu paint, not the paint ones, the regular Ohuhu dot markers. I was using those. It was getting a little bit better. Here, I think I was using a felt tip marker for like the title, author, start, finish section of this. And then that inner gel pen So it's progressively getting better. Some of these are shorter than others. The review part of them, some of them are longer. I don't really have a rhyme or reason to which is which. It just depends on how I felt about the story and what I'm guided to write. I will say you can see where like I started to get into my groove, or which stories I liked more. Like this is one of my favorite spreads, Go Tell It on the Mountain by James McBride. It's just so pretty. And I have finally gotten into a flow here. Then you can see like I'm still playing with markers and trying to figure out like what I like, what I don't like. I think here I used one of my fountain pens, my Twisby. But then, you know, I quickly learned my lesson with that. Again, here playing with markers, figuring it out. Some of them are blank, and that's okay too. These are the paint markers. And I just like how they look a little bit better. My only complaint is if they were more of a fine point, excuse me. So I'm gonna try to find more that are like fine point, so I can control the lettering a little bit better. But again, like here I was starting to outline, but I don't know what I was doing. You know, it's a journal. It's supposed to be for my creativity. I'm doing that, but I'm finally, like, these last few spreads, especially this one, I really like. It feels like this is what majority of my journals pages, like my page entries, will look like. And this one was longer because I had a lot to say about Zeal. It's definitely going on my favorites list for 2025, but that is my journal. It's simple. I do in the back have a pen test page where I was just testing out, and I do have a section where I'm kind of just writing out what's working and what's not, or things that I want to go into my reading journal for next year. I know for a fact that I will be getting another Sterling ink. I'll probably be getting a few of these because I love the quality. I love writing in them. I love the paper. They're easy to carry around. I just absolutely love them. Like, I love them so much. And I'll probably get one for my reading and do another one exactly like this for my daily planner and like my daily journaling. So yeah, so I've just been, oh, and these tabs are from the Monster Co, the Coffee Monster Co. But yeah, I've just been kind of keeping note in the back so that I know what I want these things to look like, and just so that I'm not forgetting. The other thing that I want to add, that's just another test page. So in between like these reviews for every month, I think I'm going to start adding like a monthly page where I just put like the month and some stickers and decorate it, and probably get extra tabs so that I can tab, like I can have the sections for each month. But other than that, I'm really happy with my journal, especially these last few spreads. Like, this looks like, oh, I'm about this journal life. Like, this looks so pretty, and it's easy to read. Someone will be able to, or I'll be able to later on, you know, just open this up and easily find or easily understand what I felt about the book, what I read, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's that. If you want to see more, let me know. If you have any other questions or anything that I may have missed, let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. If no one's told you today, I love you, you are kind, you are smart, you are important. If to no one else, to me. Bye, friends.